Good morning, guys. Getting a pretty mixed start to the day so far, but as you may be able to tell, I'm standing and I'm not on crutches, so it's gonna be a good day. I say mixed start because I didn't really get out of bed this morning. I got up at a reasonable time. I got up at like 8 o'clock, but when Christina and the kids took off this morning, I just laid there, read through everything I could find on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat, and watched a couple of YouTube videos, and basically just my body kept saying, don't get up. And I know I probably should be listening to that, but there's stuff to do. There's always stuff to do. So I'm down here. I'm showered and I'm ready to start the day. Couldn't make myself shave, but that's okay. I sound a little bit rough today because, again, my sinuses are still, sinus and allergies, probably allergies, are still acting up. But we will be okay, little by little. At this point, though, I think I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of breakfast. It's already after 9 a.m., heading on my way to the morning meeting, so I better get this day started right. Wow, I definitely needed that. There's a skateboarder I've been following on YouTube for a little while. His name is John Hill. He actually lives in the Cincinnati area, which is not terribly far from where I am, but he does daily vlogs, and in those vlogs a lot of times he's skating, but also a lot of times he does a lot of artsy things, and he imparts a lot of knowledge and messages. He actually just recently started his own brand called Progress Daily, where the whole motivation behind it is kind of like the Roman Atwood thing, Smile More, except it's more make sure you're doing something every day. Something to grow, something to learn, something to change yourself and change the world. Excellent message. I'm definitely tempted to pick up one of his shirts the next time they're in stock, but I've missed them every time so far. Anyway, the whole point of the vlog he put up today, it's titled Shopping for the Worst Skate Ramp on Earth, but that's not the point of the video. That was just an entertaining part of the video. The point of the video, the message that he imparted, was that you should never limit yourself by your age. You should never stop doing something simply because someone says you're too old to do it, or you think that you're too old to do it, just because people think it's funny or people think it's silly or whatever. And that applies 100% to why I started skateboarding in the first place. Without realizing it, that's exactly the motivation that I had. It's something that I've wanted to do since I was a kid, but I never actually had the time, the ability, the funds, all of those things. I never had a skateboard. I never had a chance. I'll take that back. I did have a skateboard. It was not this kind of skateboard, though, and I lived out in the middle of nowhere where our roads were not particularly good, so the only thing that I had to skateboard on was my driveway, which was constantly filled with cars. So now that I'm older and I live in a place where we have a skate park and we've got pretty decent roads, and I have the funds availability to be able to afford to do this kind of thing, that's exactly why I dove in when I did. That, and yes, Duncan did express an interest in doing it as well, so I wanted to learn so that you've got to have that father mentality that I know something so that I can teach you how to do this thing. So that was definitely an excellent message, a great way to wrap up the morning, as it were. The other good thing about wrapping up the morning is we did not have our morning meeting for whatever reason. Normally they do weekly maintenance stuff on all the servers on Wednesday mornings, so a lot of the people on my team are up at like 4 o'clock in the morning doing that, which means by 10 a.m. they are all just completely wiped out, so today they decided to skip the meeting, and I'm okay with that. Very seriously trying to decide if I want to head into my office and get some videos made, because I'm currently 2 videos ahead. I've got one going up at noon today, and then 2 more beyond that, and then at least 1.5 or 2 more that I have filmed that I've still got to do a little bit of work to. But there's several others that I need to get done kind of soon, and the pile, it's not growing as fast as it was. It's still there, though, and it still needs to be addressed. So I think maybe what I'll do is I will continue working until noon. I'm going to go ahead and take some medicine to try to clear myself up because I don't want to make videos sounding like this. And then after I've had some lunch, I'll go ahead and try to start making some videos, see if I can get some stuff done before Duncan comes home. So I just had a pretty interesting thought. Troy down in the comments was suggesting, since I am able to walk without a crutch, but there are going to be some painful days and it's not going to be 100% perfect, rather than keeping the crutches with me all the time, it might be better to invest in a cane. I started looking around on Amazon. I think you can get a cane for as little as like 15 bucks or something like that. But then I started thinking about it. A cane is essentially just a hard stick with some sort of a grip on it. And what might I have here that is essentially a stick with a grip on it? I have a monopod. This is actually one of the legs from a tripod that I used to use all the time, but I haven't been using lately. It collapses down to be super, super tiny, and it has a grip here at the top. The grip is not great, it moves around a little bit, and of course you can't really grab onto the top of it just because it has that knob on there. But this definitely would be a good little workable solution. That's actually just the right height for me. As you can see, it's right at waist level, so while I'm walking with it, it gives me just a little bit of an offset. It would be kind of nice if it had an actual handle on it or something to grab onto that would put my hand parallel with the floor, but I think this will get it done. It's kind of like having a walking stick or a staff or something, which I always found kind of cool as a kid. So, success. Thanks for suggesting that, Troy. And of course the cool thing about it is when I fold it up, this is how big it is. So this is what I would essentially have to carry with me when I go somewhere. And then I undo all of these and pop it out, and it is full size. Cool stuff. Well, if today isn't just the day of all inspiration, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know what is. Had my big inspiration this morning from John Hill. Had an inspiration just at about lunchtime from Jerry, aka Barnacles. I've been following his videos for a long time. He's a former Microsoft employee. If by some strange means you are not already watching his channel, make sure to check out his stuff. He does a lot of 3D printing, tech-related stuff. Some of the subscription box unboxings, kind of like I've done in the past. Just an excellent guy to follow. And I think he may actually be subscribed to me on YouTube if I'm not mistaken. But he posted a video. He's a very overweight man. He's been overweight as long as I've been watching him, and longer, of course. And he seems to have finally dedicated himself to losing the weight this time around. Oh, that feeling when you film for like 10 minutes and then you turn it around and you film for 1 minute because the memory card was full. Getting back to the topic at hand that I've already talked about, Jerry seems to have found an excellent way to lose his weight. It's actually very similar to the way that I lost my weight back in 2013, 2014. I lost about 85 pounds that year. If you didn't watch me previous to that, you will have missed out on the fact that I was a much larger person. The problem with that is, since I started my new job about 1.5 years ago, I've been sitting at home. I've been mostly sedentary. I have a treadmill desk in there, and I don't use it enough. And so I've put back on an awful lot of weight. And I commented this on Jerry's vlog, and I'm going to say it to you guys as well. Thanks to Jerry and his rededication and his inspiration that he put out there, I'm going to rededicate myself to trying to lose the weight again. I'm nowhere near where I was when I started originally, but I'm a lot closer than I would really like to be. And I'm not going to be losing as much weight as I lost last time. I don't want to be that skinny ever again. That was teenager Jordan size. Realistically, I would like to be back in the 160 to 165 pound range. And let's just leave it at that. I weigh more than that, so I've got a ways to go. And I'm going to do that exactly the same way as I did it before, but I'm going to make the change that I'm not going to stop once I get there. Basically, once you hit that level, once you hit your goal, in my case, for about a month after, maybe a little less, I kept logging everything that I was eating and just making those healthy choices. But then after about a month, I said, I'm firmly here, I'm good to go, and I stopped. And I should not have. So after that, I started the sedentary job, and I made the decision I wanted to build some muscle up, so I started eating a lot more protein, and that very quickly led to let's gain a lot of weight back. And it's time not to do that. It's time to find a healthy medium, a good place, which is right around 160 to 165 pounds in my opinion. That's where I feel healthy, that's where I feel happy. And if I can do that and have just a little bit of muscle, just a little bit of, I can do push-ups and maybe pull-ups and stuff and feel good about it, that's where I need to be. The problem with that, obviously, is I just broke my foot, so I can't do what I would normally do, which is to go outside and run, but I'll figure something out, of course. First and foremost, I'm going to just start eating healthier, eating the right amounts again, staying within my limits, and try to do whatever sort of exercises I can. Slowly building back up the ability to walk over the next 6 to 8 weeks, and possibly even skateboard after that. Maybe instead of driving over to the skate park, once I'm back to 100%, maybe I can start running over there and then take my little penny board, not the penny board, the nickel board, and just ride around while I'm there. That would be an excellent exercise all around. I don't know, I'm just sort of throwing ideas out and throwing things around there. But Jerry, if you do happen to see this, thank you so much for the inspiration. Again, guys, make sure to check out his channel. Loads of good stuff out there. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you about that. We're all home now. Duncan's being a spaz. Another home chef meal. Ooh, it's breakfasty. And then there's Alice. Good stuff. I got a hobble. And you look at the sunset over there. You can't even see it. The camera's not picking it up. There we go. That's much more like it. Anyway, we've been spending the evening we watched a movie as a family and had a good old time. Ellis is asleep. Duncan is getting ready for bed. I am just absolutely loving the sunset, except for the fact that the camera lens is fogging up because of the humidity. Well, I can't blame it. It's beautiful, though. I also came to the immediate and obvious realization that a monopod is not a good cane make. Sorry, dishwasher. While I was walking around with a monopod earlier, I don't know if I lost my balance or what, but I kind of leaned on it too hard. Did not damage it, didn't break it or anything. It's just the very bottom rung of it collapsed on me. Because it's got these little rings that hold it in place, and you have to tighten them down super tight or it doesn't stay up. And it's only meant to hold like 6 to 8 pounds of weight. So that was my mistake entirely. And I knew that going into it. I was just kind of figuring to use it for balance more than anything. But anyway, I ended up looking around on Amazon and I did find a cane that was more than acceptable. It's like a 25-inch cane that extends out to 37 or 38 inches or something. But it's not a cane. It's a hiking pole that's shaped kind of like a cane. So it's got the curved cane handle. Very cool little design. And it was like $9 plus a couple of dollars shipping to get it here Friday, so I'm very cool with that. That way it has a little bit more long-term use, so if we end up going on a hike or something down the road once I'm all healed up, it could be useful for that, because I think it actually comes with extra tips, one for snow and one for trails or something like that. And again, it was less than 10 bucks, so you can't really complain too much about that. But you know what, like I said, Duncan's heading to bed right now. Ellis is passed out on the floor. I'm probably gonna end up waking him up here in another few minutes just to keep him up so that he's not up half the night. I'm getting ready to take some more medication for my nose because definitely need it. But I got a lot of stuff accomplished today. I'm actually sitting here working on stuff for my day job right now because I didn't get enough done today. But I got, I think, 3 videos filmed earlier, or like 2.5 videos. 2 of those 3 edited and uploaded, so I'm actually like 4 videos ahead right now, which is awesome. And tomorrow I will keep right at it. I'll just keep plugging away at it and making more videos until the pile is gone and I can actually start doing other things that I'm interested in as well. There's always more things to make videos about. But I'm actually going to go ahead and wrap it up there for today because I've really been enjoying this, being able to end the evening with Christina and put Ellis to bed together and go to bed at the same time. It's actually been really nice. And I've been feeling a lot better during the day because obviously I've been getting a lot more sleep, which is exactly what I need right now with this foot and with this sickness. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you had a wonderful day. Mine was actually pretty decent. And we'll see you again tomorrow.